The Ancient Warning. Deep within the crystalline archives of the Krylonian Empire's capital world, archaeologist Nixay Val traced her fingers across the ancient space tablet's surface. The artifact, recovered from the ruins of a long-dead civilization, pulsed with a faint blue light as her touch activated its quantum-encoded message. "Hi, General," she called out, her voice trembling slightly. "You need to see this." General Vextor strode across the chamber, his cybernetic enhancements gleaming under the archive's purple lighting. The decorated military leader of the Krylonian Empire's expansion forces had little patience for archaeological discoveries, but this one had caught his attention. "Translate it," he commanded, his artificial eyes scanning the alien script. Nixay cleared her throat. "It's a warning, sir. Written in the language of the precursors. It speaks of Earth and its special status in the galaxy." She began reading. "To all who venture among the stars, heed this eternal decree: Earth's women are protected. To touch them is to invoke the wrath of powers beyond comprehension. Civilizations that violated this law vanished without trace. Respect this boundary, or face extinction." General Vextor's laugh echoed through the chamber. "Superstition. Nothing more than ancient propaganda." "Sir," Nixay protested, "the dating analysis confirms this tablet is over 50,000 years old. The precursors were technologically advanced beyond our understanding. If they left this warning—" "The precursors are dead," Vextor cut her off. "And we are the most powerful empire this galaxy has ever known. Our genetic engineering program needs fresh templates to advance our species. Earth's women represent an untapped resource." "But the other warnings," Nixay persisted. "The Zentarian collective vanished 3,000 years ago after attempting to colonize Earth. The Maxis dynasty disappeared without trace when they tried to establish breeding programs there. Even the ancient Drakari." "Coincidences," Vextor dismissed. "Primitive civilizations destroyed by their own incompetence." He activated his neural link, connecting to the Empire's military network. "This is exactly the opportunity we've been waiting for. Earth's genetic diversity could be the key to perfecting our enhancement programs." Nixay watched in horror as he began issuing commands. "Sir, please. As Chief Archaeologist of the Imperial Science Division, I strongly advise against this course of action. There are too many consistent reports across too many civilizations. Whatever protects Earth will fall before Krylonian might," Vextor finished. "Prepare your research team, Archaeologist Val. You'll be studying Earth's women firsthand very soon." In the following days, the massive machinery of the Krylonian Empire began to move. Stealth ships were deployed, cloaking systems engaged. Observation posts were established in Earth's solar system, carefully hidden from detection. General Vextor's plan was methodical, calculated, and completely blind to the doom it was courting. In her private quarters, Nixay Val reviewed historical records with growing dread. The pattern was undeniable. Every civilization that had violated Earth's protection had been systematically erased from existence. Not just defeated, utterly removed from the galaxy, as if they had never existed at all. She encoded her findings in a secure message and transmitted it to the Imperial Council, hoping they would see reason where Vextor would not. The response came swiftly. Her concerns were noted, but the operation would proceed. As the first phase of Vextor's plan launched, Nixay made her way to the observation deck of the Imperial flagship. The Earth hung in space before them, a blue jewel wrapped in swirling white clouds. It looked peaceful, primitive, defenseless. But as she watched the stealth ships begin their approach, Nixay couldn't shake the feeling that they were poking a sleeping giant. "Beautiful, isn't it?" General Vextor's voice made her jump. He stood beside her, admiring the view. "Soon, its genetic treasures will advance our empire by centuries." "Sir," Nixay tried one last time. The tablet also mentioned something else. It said Earth's women weren't just protected. They were the guardians of something ancient. Something powerful. Vextor smiled, his cybernetic eyes glowing with ambition. "Then we shall claim that power for ourselves. The age of superstition is over," Archaeologist Val. This is the age of the Krylonian Empire. As if in response to his words, the first stealth ship crossed Earth's outer defense perimeter. In that moment, Nixay Val said a silent prayer to whatever powers might be listening. She had tried to warn them, tried to prevent what was coming. Now, she could only watch as the empire she had served her entire life began its journey toward annihilation. The first abductions were scheduled to begin at dawn, Earth time. As the operation moved forward, nobody in the Krylonian fleet noticed the subtle changes beginning to occur across Earth's surface. Nobody saw the ancient systems beginning to awaken, or the hidden facilities deep beneath the planet's crust humming to life. Nobody realized that Earth's women weren't just protected. They were the protectors. First contact, last mistake. Dr. Jennifer Rhodes stood alone in her quantum physics lab at midnight, her eyes fixed on readings that shouldn't have been possible. The quantum entanglement patterns on her screen showed signatures that defied the known laws of physics. Something was coming. As director of the Quantum Research Division at the Hidden Peak facility, buried deep within the Rocky Mountains, Jennifer had access to technology that the public didn't know existed. But even she wasn't prepared for what the sensors were telling her. "Computer, run diagnostic sequence Delta," she commanded, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. The results remained the same. "They're actually doing it," she whispered. "After all these millennia, someone's finally stupid enough to try." The secure comm on her wrist buzzed. "Dr. Rhodes," a familiar voice spoke. "Are you seeing this?" "I am, Colonel Morgan," she replied, already initiating emergency protocols. Multiple quantum distortions consistent with cloaked vessels entering Earth's atmosphere. They're using technology similar to what we recovered from the Zentarian ruins. "Time to wake the sleepers?" Colonel Vivian Morgan asked, her tone grave. Jennifer checked the readings again. "Not yet. Let's see what they do first. But alert the Valkyrie squad. I want Sergeant Kira Wong and her team ready for immediate deployment." The warning systems had been in place for thousands of years, waiting for this moment. Humanity had never been as primitive as they appeared to the galaxy. The truth was far more complex and far more dangerous. Jennifer felt the subtle vibration before she saw the shimmer in the air. They were here? The lab's quantum shields activated automatically, but she made no move to escape. This was part of the plan. The Krylonian soldiers that materialized in her lab were impressive. Tall, cybernetically enhanced warriors in advanced battle suits. Their weapons were trained on her instantly. "Human female," one of them spoke through a translator. "You will come with us." Jennifer raised an eyebrow. "And if I refuse?" The response was a stun blast that should have knocked her unconscious. Should have. Instead, the energy dissipated around her like water around a rock. The Krylonians took a step back. "Interesting weapon design," Jennifer said, studying them with professional curiosity. "Zentarian-based technology, but with significant modifications. You're the Krylonian Empire, aren't you? We've been watching your expansion across the galaxy." The soldiers looked at each other in confusion. This wasn't how a primitive human should react. Their intelligence had indicated that Earth's technology was centuries behind their own. "Your species' advancement will serve the Empire," their leader declared, adjusting his weapon to a higher setting. "Do not resist." Jennifer sighed. "You really should have read those ancient warnings more carefully." She tapped her wrist comm twice. "Colonel Morgan?" "They're here." "Initiate Protocol Omega." The lab's light shifted to deep red. Hidden panels in the walls slid open, revealing technology that made the Krylonian weapons look like toys. The soldiers raised their weapons, but it was already too late. Across the planet, similar scenes were playing out. The Krylonians had targeted the brightest and most capable women on Earth, not realizing they were walking into a trap millennia in the making. In New Delhi, DR. Priya Patel, the world's leading expert in plasma physics, calmly walked into a Krylonian transport ship and promptly took control of its systems with a thought. In Tokyo, Professor Yuki Tanaka, whose research into biotechnology was decades ahead of what was publicly known, demonstrated exactly why her DNA was not for study. At Hidden Peak, Jennifer watched as the Krylonian soldiers' cybernetic systems began to fail. You're probably feeling a bit confused right now, she said. That's the quantum field we've generated. It's unraveling your enhancements at the subatomic level. Don't worry, the effect isn't lethal. We're not monsters, after all. Colonel Morgan's voice came through the comm again. Valkyrie's squad is engaging the enemy ships in orbit. Sergeant Wong reports that their cloaking technology is as vulnerable to our quantum weapons as we predicted. The Krylonian leader, now stripped of his cybernetic advantages, stared at Jennifer with a mix of fear and awe. What are you? We are Earth's women, Jennifer replied, as hidden machinery hummed to life around them. We are the guardians of technologies your empire couldn't begin to comprehend. We are the descendants of those who watched civilizations rise and fall among the stars. She walked to her desk and picked up an ancient tablet, identical to the one archaeologist Val had found. We scattered these warnings across the galaxy out of mercy. We didn't want to keep destroying civilizations that were too ambitious for their own good. The floor beneath them trembled as Earth's true defensive systems began to activate. In orbit, massive structures that had lain dormant for thousands of years emerged from their hiding places on the moon and beneath the oceans. Colonel, Jennifer called into her comm. Are we getting readings from the other facilities? All stations reporting in, Morgan replied. Dr. Patel has secured their transport technology. Professor Tanaka has neutralized their biological weapons. Sergeant Wong has disabled their fleet's main weapons. Jennifer turned back to the captured Krylonians. Your empire made a critical mistake. You assumed that because we kept ourselves hidden, we were weak. You never stopped to ask why Earth's women were protected. She gestured, and quantum restraints materialized around the soldiers. We weren't being protected by some ancient power. We are the ancient power. And now, your empire will learn why the others vanished without a trace. As if to emphasize her words, a massive quantum pulse erupted from Hidden Peak, spreading across the globe. Every Krylonian ship in orbit suddenly found itself trapped in a temporal stasis field. Their mighty invasion force, frozen in time, would serve as yet another warning to those who might follow. The first contact had been made. The last mistake had been committed. And now, the true nature of Earth's power was about to be revealed to the galaxy. The Hidden Guardian. Sergeant Kira Wong stood at the helm of the Valkyrie-class battleship Nemesis, watching Earth's true fleet emerge from its millennial slumber. Massive ships rose from beneath the Pacific Ocean, their quantum crystalline hulls shimmering with power that had laid dormant for thousands of years. From hidden bases on the dark side of the moon, interceptors launched in perfect formation, their designs unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Battle Group Omega, report status, Kira commanded, her neural interface connecting directly with the ship's quantum core. All systems optimal, Sergeant. Lieutenant Naomi Singh responded from her weapons station. The genetic lock protocols are active. Only female crew members can access the ship's critical systems. That was the secret that had protected Earth for so long. Technology that responded only to specific genetic markers carried by Earth's women. It wasn't sexism or mysticism. It was carefully engineered survival. Multiple Krylonian capital ships detected attempting to break orbit. The tactical officer, Lieutenant Maria Hernandez, reported. They're trying to flee, Sergeant. Kira's lips curved in a cold smile. Not today. She opened a channel to all Earth vessels. This is Wong. Execute Containment Protocol Delta. No one leaves until we send our message. The response was immediate and devastating. Quantum nets deployed from Earth's defense platforms, trapping the Krylonian ships in a web of energy they couldn't comprehend. Their most advanced engines were useless against technology that had been perfected when their species was still learning to make fire. Deep within the Nemesis, Dr. Amara Okafor, head of xenobiology, studied the data streaming in from their captives. Fascinating, she muttered. Their cybernetic enhancements are impressive, but fundamentally flawed. They sacrifice their natural evolution for artificial advancement. Can you use that? Kira asked, joining her at the research station. Amara nodded. Already done. I've isolated the quantum frequency their cybernetics operate on. One pulse from our main cannon will disable every enhancement in their fleet. They'll be effectively devolved to their base species. Do it, Kira ordered. The Nemesis's main weapon charged, drawing power from systems that defied conventional physics. When it fired, there was no beam of light, no dramatic explosion. Instead, a wave of quantum disruption spread across space, targeting specific genetic and technological signatures. Across the Krylonian fleet, chaos erupted as their cybernetic advantages suddenly vanished. Ships lost power as their hybrid crews found themselves unable to interface with their own technology. Message from Hidden Peak, Lieutenant Singh announced. Dr. Rhodes reports successful capture of their ground forces. Colonel Morgan has secured their command structure. Kira accessed the tactical display, watching as Earth's defensive grid fully activated. Orbital platforms that had masqueraded as satellites for decades revealed their true nature. The International Space Station, long thought to be a primitive research facility, transformed into a command center that would have made the most advanced alien civilizations weep with envy. Incoming transmission from the Krylonian flagship, Maria reported. They're requesting to speak with our leadership. Put them through, Kira commanded. Full holographic projection. The image of General Vextor appeared on the bridge, his once imposing figure now diminished without his cybernetic enhancements. What are you? He demanded, fear mixing with awe in his voice. We are what we have always been, Kira replied. The guardians of a power your kind is not ready to possess. The protectors of secrets that would burn your empire to ash. She gestured, and the holographic display expanded to show him the full might of Earth's fleet. For millennia, we watched your civilizations fight and destroy each other. We chose to hide our true nature, to live in peace. The warnings we left were meant to protect you as much as us. But you're human, Vextor protested. Your species is young, primitive. No, Amara cut in, stepping into view. That was the illusion we created. Human civilization as you know it is young, yes. But we are not. We are the descendants of those who seeded the stars with life. Our ancestors watched your first civilizations crawl from the oceans. On every screen, data began to flow, proof of Earth's true history, of technologies that made the Krylonian Empire look like children playing with toys. The quantum genetics that made Earth's women unique, the carefully hidden power that had protected their planet for so long. Sergeant, Lieutenant Singh called out urgently. Deep space sensors are detecting massive quantum disturbances. Something's coming through from elsewhere. Kira smiled. Right on schedule. The true guardians arrive. Space itself seemed to fold as massive ships emerged from quantum space, vessels that dwarfed even Earth's impressive fleet. They moved with impossible grace, their very presence causing the fabric of reality to ripple. Like I said, Kira addressed the increasingly terrified Vextor. We are what we have always been. Not just Earth's defenders, but the guardians of powers that your empire, in all its artificial glory, could never understand. The new arrivals took up positions around Earth, their ancient designs marking them as the origin of all the technology humanity now wielded. They were the proof of humanity's true heritage, of the power that Earth's women had been entrusted to protect. Your empire broke the one rule we asked you to follow, Kira continued. Now you face a choice. Surrender completely, or face the combined might of Earth's forces and our returning ancestors. As if to emphasize her words, one of the ancient vessels moved closer to the Krylonian fleet. Its presence alone caused their remaining systems to overload and fail. The time of hiding is over, Kira declared. Earth reclaims its place among the stars. And you, General Vextor, will help us deliver a message to the galaxy. She turned to her crew, these women who had trained in secret for generations, keeping their true nature hidden while protecting humanity's greatest secrets. Signal all ships, she commanded. Operation Revelation begins now. The war for Earth was about to become a war for the galaxy itself. And Earth's women, the hidden guardians of humanity's greatest powers, would lead the charge. Empires fall. Commander Zara Patel stood before the quantum projection of the Krylonian Empire's capital world, her dark eyes studying every detail of their defenses. Around her, in the advanced command center of the ancient vessel Eternal Dawn, Her strategic team worked with practiced precision. They had prepared for this moment for generations. Their orbital defense grid is impressive, her second-in-command, Major Jade Chun, noted. For a primitive species. They build it using stolen technology they barely understand, Dr. Octavia Blake, their quantum warfare specialist, added. She manipulated the holographic display, highlighting key weaknesses. Look here, they've integrated Zentarian shield matrices with Drakari power cores. The compatibility issues alone make them vulnerable. Zara nodded. They took pieces of advanced technology from ruins and crash sites, never understanding they were finding breadcrumbs we deliberately left behind. Begin the attack sequence. The Eternal Dawn moved with impossible grace for a vessel of its size. The ancient ship, one of the original Guardian vessels that had returned from deep space, made the most advanced Krylonian battlecruisers look like primitive satellites in comparison. Multiple enemy contacts, Lieutenant Aurora Winters reported from her tactical station. They're launching everything they have. As expected, Zara replied calmly. Execute Protocol Omega. The effect was instantaneous. Waves of quantum disruption rolled out from the Earth fleet, targeting specific frequencies in the Krylonian technology. Their ships, their weapons, their very civilization had been built on stolen and misunderstood pieces of ancient tech, all of which had been designed with hidden kill switches millennia ago. On the Krylonian homeworld, chaos erupted as systems began to fail. Not just military technology, but the very infrastructure that kept their society functioning. Transportation grids went dark. Communication networks collapsed. The cybernetic enhancements that many Krylonians depended on simply stopped working. Message from Dr. Rhodes at Hidden Peak, Major Chen announced. The quantum cascade is working exactly as designed. Every piece of advanced technology they've stolen over the centuries is being systematically disabled. Zara opened a channel to the Krylonian High Command. This is Commander Zara Patel of Earth's Guardian Fleet. Your empire was built on theft and arrogance. You took technology you didn't understand and claimed it as your own. Worse, you broke the one rule we asked the galaxy to follow. On the main viewer, the Krylonian High Chancellor appeared, his once impressive cybernetic augmentations now dead and useless. Please, he begged, we surrender. Show mercy. Mercy. Dr. Blake stepped forward, her voice cold. Like the mercy you showed when you tried to abduct Earth's women? When you planned to experiment on us? We didn't know, the Chancellor protested. We didn't understand. No, Zara agreed. You didn't. You never asked why Earth's women were protected. You never questioned why civilizations that threatened us vanished without trace. You never wondered why scattered pieces of advanced technology could be found throughout the galaxy, but never their source. She gestured, and the holographic display changed, showing the true history of the galaxy. Earth's women had been the guardians of humanity's greatest secrets for countless generations. While their civilization appeared to develop normally, they had been protecting technologies and knowledge that could reshape reality itself. Your empire ends today, Zara declared. But unlike those who came before you, we will not erase you from existence. You will live, reduced to the level of technology you truly understand. And you will serve as a warning to others who might follow your path. The quantum cascade continued, spreading from planet to planet throughout the Krylonian Empire. Centuries of stolen advancement were stripped away in hours. The mightiest civilization in the known galaxy was being systematically devolved to its base state. Commander, Lieutenant Winters called out, we're detecting quantum signatures approaching from deep space. More Guardian vessels are arriving. Zara smiled. The ancient fleet, hidden away when Earth chose to mask its true nature, was returning in force. Ships of impossible beauty and power emerged from quantum space, taking up positions around key worlds throughout the former empire. Begin Phase 2, Zara ordered. Dr. Blake, initiate the quantum rewrite. Dr. Blake's hands moved across her console, activating systems that defied conventional physics. Quantum rewrite engaged. Rewriting the fundamental laws of space-time in this sector. No advanced technology will function here without our explicit permission for the next 1,000 years. It was the ultimate demonstration of Earth's power, the ability to alter the very rules of reality within defined spaces. This was why Earth's women had been protected, why they carried specific genetic markers. They were the key to powers that could reshape the universe itself. Message from archaeologist Val on the Krylonian homeworld. Major Chin reported. She's requesting asylum. Says she tried to warn them about the ancient tablets. Granted, Zara commanded. She was wise enough to recognize the warning. She may prove useful in rebuilding their society. As the quantum rewrite completed, Zara watched the former empire's worlds adapt to their new reality. Without their stolen technology, without their cybernetic advantages, the Krylonians would have to rebuild from scratch. But this time, they would do it under the watchful eyes of Earth's guardians. Send word to Hidden Peak, she ordered. Tell Dr. Rhodes that Phase 2 is complete. The galaxy is about to learn why Earth's women were truly protected, not because we were weak, but because we were too powerful to be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. The fall of the Krylonian Empire marked the beginning of a new era. Earth would no longer hide its true nature. The Guardians had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. New Galactic Order. High Admiral Lyra Blackwood stood in the newly established Galactic Council chamber aboard the Celestial Nexus, a massive space station that now orbited Earth's moon. The chamber itself was a marvel of quantum architecture, its walls shifting and flowing with energy patterns that reflected the thoughts and emotions of those present. Representatives from 1,000 worlds filled the tiered seating, their faces showing a mixture of awe and fear. The fall of the Krylonian Empire had sent shockwaves through the galaxy. Now, 3 months later, they had all come to witness the establishment of a new order. The old age ends today, Lyra declared, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. For millennia, we watched your civilizations grow. We left warnings, hoping to avoid unnecessary conflict. That time of hiding is over. Dr. Meera Patel, Earth's chief quantum physicist, activated the chamber's central hologram. A complete map of the galaxy appeared, showing the new quantum boundaries that had been established. Regions where advanced technology would work, and regions where it would not. Earth is not claiming an empire, Meera explained. We are establishing order. The galaxy will be divided into technological zones. Civilizations will be allowed to advance at their own pace, without stealing or misusing powers they don't understand. From her position among the diplomatic corps, Ambassador Victoria Chang stepped forward. Her role was crucial. She would be the bridge between Earth and the galaxy's younger civilizations. We understand your fear, Victoria addressed the assembly. You've just witnessed powers that seem godlike. The quantum rewriting of space-time itself. The ability to selectively disable any technology we choose. But we are not gods. We are guardians. The chamber's quantum field rippled as memories were projected, the true history of Earth and its women. How they had been chosen by the original guardians, genetically modified to carry the keys to the universe's greatest powers. How they had hidden this knowledge, living as part of seemingly primitive civilization while protecting humanity's greatest secrets. The genetic markers that make Earth's women unique were never about gender superiority, Dr. Catherine Wells, their leading geneticist, explained. They were quantum keys, encoded into our DNA by the original guardians. We are living repositories of knowledge that could destroy the galaxy if misused. A murmur ran through the assembled representatives. On one of the upper tiers, Nixay Val, the former Krylonian archaeologist who had tried to prevent the catastrophe, nodded in understanding. She had been right about the warnings, and now she would help other civilizations understand their importance. We are establishing the Quantum Regulatory Council, Lyra continued. Representatives from worlds that demonstrate responsibility and wisdom will be invited to join. Together, we will oversee technological advancement throughout the galaxy. Dr. Iris Martinez, head of the Temporal Sciences Division, activated another display. The quantum boundaries we've established are not permanent. As civilizations prove themselves ready, they will be granted access to higher levels of technology. But it must be earned through understanding, not stolen through force. The assembly watched as the first examples were shown. Worlds that had peacefully developed their own technology were already being granted expanded access. The remains of the Krylonian Empire, however, would spend centuries rebuilding from their base level. To ensure this new order is maintained, Ambassador Chong announced, we have established the Guardian Fleet. Ships crewed by Earth's women, carrying the genetic keys needed to access the highest levels of quantum technology. They will patrol the boundaries, respond to emergencies, and protect developing civilizations. As if on cue, a massive Guardian vessel passed by the station's quantum windows. Its impossible geometry and pulsing energy fields served as a reminder of the power that now openly protected the galaxy. Some of you may wonder why we reveal ourselves now, Lyra said, her voice softening. Why not continue hiding our true nature? The answer is simple. The galaxy is entering a new phase of development. The chaos of unrestricted technological advancement was leading to disaster. She gestured, and the hologram showed potential futures that had been calculated. Civilizations destroying themselves with stolen technology. Wars that could have torn reality itself apart. We offer you something better, Victoria declared. A guided path to advancement. A chance to truly understand the powers you seek to wield. And most importantly, a galaxy where strength comes from wisdom, not conquest. The chamber's quantum field shifted again, responding to the changing emotions of the assembly. Fear was being replaced by hope, uncertainty by understanding. Dr. Wells stepped forward one last time. The rule protecting Earth's women was never about protection. It was a test. Those who respected the warning showed wisdom. Those who ignored it proved themselves unready for the power they sought. The age of chaos is over, Lyra concluded. The age of understanding begins. Welcome to the new galactic order. As the assembly rose to their feet, the quantum architecture of the chamber pulsed with newfound purpose. Earth's women had emerged from hiding, revealing their true role as guardians of powers beyond imagination. The galaxy would never be the same, but perhaps, at last, it would be better. In her private quarters later that evening, Lyra stood at the window, watching Earth rotate slowly below. The planet seemed different now, no longer a hidden sanctuary, but a beacon of hope for a galaxy in need of guidance. Message from Hidden Peak, her quantum comm announced. Dr. Rhodes reports that the last of the Guardian vessels has returned from deep space. The fleet is complete. Lyra smiled. One chapter of history had ended. Another was just beginning. And this time, Earth's women would guide it openly, as they always should have. The new galactic order was established. The Guardians had returned. And the rule that had protected Earth's women for so long had served its purpose. It had preserved the power to reshape the galaxy until those who held it were ready to use it wisely. The universe would learn to grow under their guidance, one quantum leap at a time.